Hi, I'm Dave Johnson, and I have recreated Laura Ingalls Wilder's Lapdesk. I have one right here that is the exact same size, style, and construction of the one in Mansfield, Missouri. I traveled there when we were on vacation. One year I went there and I decided to measure the desk itself and look it over a little carefully. And this is a real close representation. The only thing different is it has a brown pad in it rather than the red pad. I do make them with the red, but at the moment I made this one, I did not have any of the red wool felt for this particular desk. But otherwise, it's the same size, same method of construction that Laura's desk was. I did add a little different escutcheon on the front. Hers had no escutcheon at all. When you open it up, it's very similar to all the lap desks of the time, or the time period. So it's nothing that was extremely unique. I think a lot of people were making them in this style. But it does have the. Let's see if I can get in there. It was just a little fingernail catch here to open up one part of the writing, storage area underneath the writing area. This one also folds back, and there's a couple of compartments that this does lift out, and this was kind of odd too. It didn't really tilt out for the pens and pencils. It just kind of lifted out like this, so it had kind of almost a secret compartment. The fact that they had hidden that $100 bill, I always wondered how could they have hid a $100 bill in here and then not be able to find it. After building him, looking over, the only thing I could think is it may have slid underneath the felt inside of here.
Oh, I never thought of that.
Yeah,
I bet you're right.
It might have come a little bit loose here because if they would have opened this up and looked and even lifted this out and looked through here, they would have been able to find that $100 bill, which is of course crucial to buying their farm. But so the only thing I could think of, I don't think it really explains it in the book, but I think it may have slid back underneath here because this felt is just glued down.
I bet you're right. That is fascinating. I never occurred to me.
Yeah, see, you can see as you lift this up, you look here, it would be, it's hard to see it might have slid underneath. That's where they would have hit it. So I used, of course, a modern glue to hold this down, and of course the glue of the day, there was a animal hide glue, which is still sold today, but it may not have sealed it down real good. So that's the only. Yes, it did lock. Yes, hers has a lock on it. Let's see if I can get this closed. Yeah, it just has a lock on it, so it would stay shut. So when, and then of course I made another version of it in oak. This one being a little fancier, but it's the same type of construction, exactly the same size. I had mentioned earlier that this was kind of the style of the day from the Civil War on, even up until probably the 1920s. This type of style was being used. It was very popular. I had that little pull thing on here, but this is the same. Not all of them pulled out like this, though. This is a little different. This is kind of usual to have this pull-out section. Wrote a letter to the director of the museum there, and letting her know that I was going to be coming on a certain day, which I did. I came that day, and I asked her if I could get in close to it so that I could measure it. I don't want her to think I was doing anything weird with it. And then one of the helpers there at the museum, I was able to get right in there and get as close as I could to get measure it, and so I got all the dimensions correct and so on. And the type of, it's kind of a lap dovetail they had on the sides too. I don't know if you can see that one. If you can see that. It was more of a lap dovetail than a full dovetail on it. But that was the construction. So
is it strange to have the break right through the dovetail like that?
No, mean the way this,
Yeah.
like this. No, that's very common. That would be. You just have to you just position the your position it so that your cuts go through a certain part of the dovetail, see, so that the tails are spaced evenly, and
Right.
this slices through what's called the pins. It just took some planning.
They call it a lap desk. Do you just use it on your lap, or do you use it on a table? Because it seems like it's kind of hard to use on a lap.
It would be hard to use on a lap. I mean, especially this type that has the break in it, that folds up.
Right.
You could still do it, but I think more of them were actual writing desks they would put on tables and so on. At the museum there in Mansfield too, at her house, we walked through the house, and I mean they have her desk, her large desk where she sat and wrote also, and I could see this is exactly how this would be perfect on there, but it has a nice slope to it, instead of being flat. And of course, when your correspondence or anything, you just fold right back up. So, I mean, another type of lap desk is more like this, where it has the flat bottom; it doesn't break. So this was more of a shaker style lap desk. And of course, they still sell lap desks of today. Certain styles you can buy them at Barnes and Noble.
Well, thank you.